Hello. Hi, everyone. Am I coming through okay? Has it been stuttering or something? It was giving me all sorts of warnings, but hopefully I've sorted all of that out now and it's not complaining anymore. Hiya. It's the first stream, isn't it, of 2024. Seems weird. It feels like we're like a month in already, despite things also feeling like they haven't really started up again. That's years though, isn't it? That's that weird after Christmassy stuff. Hope you all had a good time. Hope you enjoyed the stuff that kept going up, because yeah, the videos haven't really stopped, have they? There's been a load of stuff. Oh, the recent patrons thing's fixed as well. I'm not pointing at the right thing. I'm pointing at my screen. That's where I can see me. Hiya. So let's have a look at some stuff, provided I'm coming through okay. Am I? Hi, James. Hi, Steve. Chat disconnected. Successfully connected. Okay, YouTube's just being a bit funny with me, and I think everything's working. So we'll talk about some stuff, won't we? Shall we have a look? First of all, we'll have a look at the videos that happened in December. Then, it's still giving me warnings and things. It's distracting me. I should just turn all of them off. Then there's going to be a playthrough vote on Patreon. Hey, you can support the channel at patreon.com/slickerdrips. I can work out how to point to things. There's going to be a vote there in a bit. After this stream, I'm going to put a vote for a load of things that seem to arrive towards the end of January. There's more stuff on the way as well. I got a notification that Mythwind is on the way. Maybe I should put that in the vote, but I don't know when it's going to get here. There's some cool stuff coming up anyway. Right, let's have a quick look then at December. We're going to have a talk as well, just generally, about things, about games and that happened. Hey, playthroughs. So we had a solo playthrough for Apiary, the latest Stonemaier game. The Space Bees worker bumping, lovely game. I don't think it quite made it. I think it made it into some discussion of my top 10 games. It was definitely in the top 20. I can't remember quite where. It was pretty high up. I really enjoyed it. And hey, there's what's the dragon wingspan called? There's the designer of Apiary. Connie is designing a re-implementation of wingspan, but dragon themed, and you've got to excavate caves and stuff. Sounds good. I'm in. We'll talk about that. We should do an anticipated 2024, shouldn't I, at some point? There's been a lot going on. So Apiary, there's a full solo playthrough of that. I remembered the buttons. There is a great big 2-part playthrough of Hexplorit Valley of the Dead King, which is I always just kind of lean to storytelling, but it's not really it just kind of tell a story. You are roaming around this great big Hex Valley. That's why the game is awkwardly called Hexplorit, and you are rolling dice to move around, have encounters, see how your food and resources all run out, see what you will have to fight, go on quests to power yourself up basically so you can take on the Dead King. You see a great playthrough of that. Tales from the Red Dragon Inn, we had a couple more playthroughs of 2 more scenarios of that. So chapter 1 of the game, which consists of the first 4 scenarios of it out of 20 odd. I've done that first chapter. I don't think I'll do any more because I really wanted to get that done, because I've shown off all the characters now across all those playthroughs, the normal multiplayer mode, the special solo mode you can play, and the way that chapter 1 works, it introduces things bit by bit and then brings them all together in spoilers, but it's kind of an introductory chapter. It's walking you through all of the new bits as you go through those scenarios and then bringing it all together for a great big one in scenario 4. I'd like to do some more, but it's probably going to be chapter 1 for now at least. But yeah, it's one of my favourite games of last year. I think it's absolutely fantastic. You can check out 4 playthroughs for it now. Nucleum, we did a great big scary live playthrough of quite a heavy complicated game, but I think mostly got through it okay. It is a very good get the things to power plants and power up all these things that we're putting down kind of game. A bit too much going on for me, maybe, but like I say, hopefully it went okay. You can see how it went in the great big stream we did of it. Starfighters proper official how to play video went up if you'd like to see some real-time, well, not dice chucking, dice placing and space combat in Starfighters, which you can also play solo. Legacy of You, we continue the campaign. Spoil how it's going so far, but I'm pleased. We had our 5th stream of Legacy of You out of, there's going to be, is it a minimum of 7 and a maximum of, how many can you fail? It's if you win or lose 7, isn't it, that it has to end. So maximum of like 13? Could be not even halfway through. Could be nearly at the end. We need to have one soon, don't we? Oh well, we've got all of January to do it. There will be a new stream in January continuing our campaign where you can see all 5 episodes of it up so far. Pericles is, well, there is like board game elements. It's kind of a tabletop RPG without a DM, which I know like kind of dungeon crawls and all sorts of games have spawned from that. But yeah, Pericles really leans into that, giving you a load of choices in the stories and stuff, but in the combat as well, kind of giving you an idea of what the enemies will do. There's like there's an app that is the dungeon master for you that gives you the bits of story. There's cutscenes and stuff in it as well, but will give you choices to make. You have to tell it, you know, I have engaged this enemy, I have set this enemy on fire, and it will alter what the choices that the enemy will make and give you suggestions for you to do. Like, it works really well. It's hard to explain. Luckily I made like a great big hour-long video for it, and you can see that as well. Imperial Miners, we did a playthrough in the kind of great big rush of Essen, and I got a rule wrong in that, but hey, we corrected it and played through a special Christmas scenario of Imperial Miners, where you are trying to kind of decorate your mines with all of the gems. It's a cool extra twist on the normal formula, which I already enjoyed a lot. And I really enjoyed making that thumbnail as well. Next, at the time, the scenario hadn't come out when I was making the thumbnail, so I didn't know that they were going to make all lovely Christmassy pictures to use. The last kind of end-of-term stream of last year Rach joined us, and well, I'm sure, how could those that were there forget? How could Steve forget? As the team captain, we played Can't Stop, one of the best filler games ever, and admittedly, a perhaps poor game that I have a lot of childhood nostalgia for, Payday, which, I mean, it went quite well for me. Yeah, money and stuff worked out quite well. If you'd like to see some mass production board games, the board games of my childhood, well, not Can't Stop. I'd have been loving it if I'd been playing Can't Stop when I was little. But hey, Payday was brutal. I didn't think that we would say that, and I took out all of the. I forgot as well, like, there's there is a section in Payday of the mail cards that is like demand money off people that like didn't come up in our game, but yeah, but even without that, it was especially brutal. What else? That was the end of live, but that wasn't the end of the year. Hey, that guy again. We did top 10 games of 2023, which is my, I want to say, like, nebulous list. I agree with it pretty much. I'd probably, like, as I kept saying, I think in the video, things keep kind of shifting positions, but I think largely that top 10 is pretty fixed. A couple of things might swap about, but yeah. And as I said, like, it's kind of year discussion in general. I don't know how much I said in the top 10 video, but yeah, I really felt like it was an especially good year for games. I did read a couple of things later about such and such said this, or people like just talking about the year in general. Oh yeah, the reviewer meta list as well. If you haven't seen it, I should have copied and pasted this to link in. Can I paste it into the chat? I wonder if someone's made a post that's put it into my notifications. I don't think it has. I can't have that many geek lists in my subscriptions, can I, on Board Game Geek? 67 geek lists. Some would be dead old, wouldn't they? Let's go with this. Reviewers 2023 meta list on Board Game Geek. I'm putting it into the chat now, in case you haven't seen it. So BC, I believe, on Board Game Geek, gets everybody's, and I mean, it's a huge list of channels, blogs, podcasts, all sorts of people that do their top 10 lists around about this time, because it's the time for it, and makes a meta list, an amalgamation of all of those lists that I looked back actually on last year's, and just like last year, I'm pretty out of step with what collectively ends up being the top 10. But yeah, I thought there were a lot of comments on maybe certain games. People were complaining about, or the list in general, talking about like, oh, it's a disappointing year, or mentioning, oh, such and such channel said this about it being such a disappointing year. I really don't get that. Maybe it's just based on the type of games that you're into. I thought it was a pretty spectacular one myself. And I had, like, I think an especially good time making all of the videos of last year as well. I feel like it's been the year I've most enjoyed. But we'll get into that. Hey everyone. Shout out, man. Hey Steve. New to the channel, watching through Hadrian's Wall and Legacy of You. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying them. Yeah, you got like, what was it, 16 forts in Hadrian's Wall to see? And hopefully, well, there will definitely be a complete Legacy of You. I don't think Legacy of You has actually had any gaps, which I suppose watching it later, Hadrian's Wall hasn't got any gaps. But yeah, there were times when we had to take big breaks of Hadrian's Wall. But yeah, Legacy of You is going to go throughout without any gaps. Hey Jester, how's it going? I hope you're well. Hey Morgan, how's it going? You're nearly through your second Legacy of You playthrough. Hearing that people are done after a run because they've seen anything, but I really love the puzzle. Yeah, and I feel like there's a lot of stuff that, depending on how many times you win or lose, like just that is going to make a big difference. All of the stuff that's shuffled up that you are unlocking, you're not going to unlock it all anyway, unless you do happen to win. Unless you happen to lose 6 games and win 7 games in some combination, that'll get you a lot of like end game unlocks. But there's so much that can happen in the game that you can unlock, and even then, the order of that can make a massive difference. I feel like we started off with the first few of our unlocks. Not to get into spoilers here, you can see the playthroughs, but a few of our early unlocks were particularly like brutal things, and getting those later wouldn't have been as much of a problem, I don't think. It depends, like, the more you win, it like punishes and stuff. But I agree, like, I really enjoy the puzzle. That's a very different game, but Hadrian's Wall was similar. Of like, I know this system. Like, I'm interested to see what this particular solo fort, or in Legacy of You, it's what the last wrinkle that the victory or defeat card introduced, or anything that we unlocked last game. I'm interested to see how these little tweaks now affect our next game. I said that, like, I haven't played Hadrian's Wall since our solo fort. And I do wonder, like, I love it so much that I feel like it has to stay on the shelf, right? But also, am I going to play it again? Am I going to do the forts again? Maybe they'll just do another solo campaign of it. Maybe I will, though. Let's say I haven't got rid of it. It's right there. Really interesting to see how I feel of Legacy of You. James, you played it twice and you're not feeling like doing it again. Oh, that's fair enough. Hi, Rach. Hey, Rach appeared.
Hello.
Hiya. We were talking about Payday and your glorious contribution.
What glorious contribution?
You were in that stream, weren't you?
I was.
You're in Can't Stop and Payday. And Rach will be in something at some point soon. There's work things in the way, isn't there?
This week, yes.
Yes, but we'll be doing something at some point, won't we? What's your review of the board games of 2023, Rach? I don't think you played as many as me.
I don't remember any games from 2023.
You're not bothered about dates, are you?
I don't remember when things happen.
No.
I'm lucky if I remember things happening.
Yeah, it all kind of merges into one, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We've been enjoying some Marvel United, though, haven't we?
We have.
Pause in the recap of December.
Marvel United.
Yeah, we've had Marvel United for about, I'd say, over a year. We finally played it the other week and really, really enjoyed it. I was worried that there wasn't going to be like, it was just going to be too light and we weren't going to be bothered, but I'm really into it.
And we played some Massive Darkness at Christmas.
Oh yeah, we had a massive. We are the majority of the way through a Massive Darkness 2. Is it Heavenfall, the campaign mode? But I think I still prefer the normal way of playing it, where you just level up really quickly through one session. But it is nice, like, it makes you think more about your decisions, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That, like, it's going to carry on into loads more scenarios. And I like
You're
the
just
story
jealous
goes more
because
as well.
I'm so overpowered.
Yeah, who are you in it?
Necromancer.
Yeah, Rach is the necromancer, and I am the druid, because I wanted to add animal minis, and yeah, I don't feel like I'm getting very powerful at the
I've
end.
gone the skeletons, undead skeletons,
Well, just you've got
power, and the Roman monster power.
your ability ignores armor, doesn't it? You have got an ability that does damage before the fight,
skeletons.
and as everything gets tons of armor that negates a lot of my damage, Rach has an ability that she's had from the start that ignores damage, ignores their armor. So Rach is doing very well. End
As long as I
game.
don't get hit, because then I lose them.
Yeah.
But,
As the skeletons die, they'll disappear. Yeah, we've got some good Christmas gaming in, didn't we? That's like December news. The Marvel United spreading into January now. There's been Rach has been painting as well, haven't you? In the Christmas break, which is now over.
3 minis.
Jeez,
I painted
You've probably painted about.
Storm.
Yeah.
And I painted Jean Grey. And I painted Mystique.
Yeah. Very lovely they are.
And some little bits on
You
one or two of yours.
You should have brought them up to show off.
No.
One day they might be in a playthrough. Maybe we'll do Marvel United live at some point.
Alright.
We've got an assortment of bits. Haven't we, Rach? Are you going to sit down and review all of these games that come up?
I'm going to go and sit down with Marty.
Okay.
Who's grumpy on the sofa.
Yeah, Marty hasn't felt like coming up. As usual, there are games stacked on his chair, but that's mainly because he doesn't come in here anymore, and because we have a bit of a game situation that needs sorting out. We need a cut down, don't we?
We always need a cut down.
Yeah. I think a serious cut down, though. I think earlier in the year, we've ended up at critical points. I guess sorted, though. It'd be alright, wouldn't it?
Anyway, bye everyone.
Thanks for joining us, Rach. What were we on? I talked about the top 10, didn't I? Oh yeah, we were talking about Legacy of You, weren't we? Jesse's still playing through 2023 games. Yeah, there's still a load. I think. Do I say at the beginning of the top 10? Hopefully, I did say at the beginning of the top 10. There's like a list of things that like arrived too late, or I didn't get, or like there's still like loads of 2023 things. And I always say that like I'm going to go back later in the year and redo the list with the things I've played since. I never end up doing it. Always end up distracted, and there's too much to do. But yeah, there's we'll do like an anticipated list of stuff. There's still plenty of 2023 stuff, and some of the like a couple of things I think that are going to be in the vote are considered like I don't just go by Board Game Geek anymore. I used to in earlier years of like when a game came out, but there's some that have definitely released in America in 2023, but I can't get them. Well, I can't get all of them, so they'll be next year. Hey Hannah, how's it going? I love Shadows of Brimstone. Oh, yeah, that's like probably my biggest discovery and love of 2023. And like kind of bending the rules to put, because I love the Old West version a lot, even though I think it's cool. The Gates of Valhalla, brand new stuff, and the team powers and all of that is very lovely. But yeah, the Old West is my favourite so far. I do have some Forbidden Fortress stuff, but I haven't played in that mode yet. I really need like... I should have made a list actually of like most commented or messaged things. I'll try to remember that in a minute if I remember more of the things that have been asked about. But one of them is Shadows of Brimstone. On that, like, is it episode 5 is the last one at the moment? It wasn't an ending because it doesn't really end. But yeah, when's there going to be more Shadows of Brimstone? Soon. Probably not that soon. I really want to. There's some stuff that I need to do. But yeah, it's gonna come back because there's so much more we can show off. Steve's still in therapy over payday. It probably won't return. Should we make it an annual Christmas thing? Yeah, storage is frightening for it. There's like they got brought up here for Christmas to try and make the downstairs look tidy for visitors, and yeah, seeing all of these trays and boxes and things clumped together. There's so much of it. That's adding to the number of games everywhere. You got Marvel United base, Kickstarter, and Spider-Man. I got some kind of bundle. I think there was something on Amazon.com like over a year ago now. I don't know if they're still doing this. It was like the base Marvel United and Spider-Man and Doctor Strange in a little box on his own, and the X-Men box for some cheap price that was like so cheap I couldn't refuse. And it's basically sat on a shelf. The shelves got full. It ended up kind of by the sofa, behind the sofa for ages. And then we finally got it out and played it, and I love it. It's just like, it is like a light, simpler game, but there's something about it. Like, we'll talk about this in a Marvel United video that I hope is coming up. I have bought so I've got those little things. I've bought from America. They've got a new standalone box that I assume will come out here eventually, although it's been out for about 3 months in America. Spider-Geddon, so even more Spider-Man stuff. I love Spider-Man. He's my favourite. And the various spiders. But I really like that it's got Superior Spider-Man. Dr. Octopus in Spider-Man's body. And who else has got in it? Spider-Man Noir. And Anti-Venom as a anti-hero. Oh, some really cool stuff. There will be Marvel United stuff coming. I've slowed down a little bit. But when we kind of had a few days off around Christmas time, between us, we've painted about 20 things now. 20 of the Marvel United things. I've had a great time getting back into some painting. Hey there, the links to Patreon if you'd like to help support the channel. It's how I make any of this. And Marty is enjoying his nice warm bed. Jumping at the bit for Agamoni to deliver. It sounds pretty cool. Like, I would really, like, I'm probably going to be looking out for a copy of that when people start getting their copies and they start appearing on eBay or something, but I'm probably not going to be able to afford. Maybe we'll get to cover it then. We'll see. Did anything else happen in December? Oh yeah, September wasn't in. We started a series. So Arkham Horror, the card game, the Path to Carcosa. It's something that Rach and I had been playing, or we'd been talking about. I've got Dark Matter, which is like a fan-made sequel to this campaign, and I've never finished Path to Carcosa. So Rach and I, when she had time, we filmed a few playthroughs of this, and unfortunately, technical difficulties, they were unusable, but we died after not long, and as kind of like not as a response, as a follow-up to that, I wanted to try and complete it, and so I have more time to film extra things at night times and stuff, so I did a kind of extra thing, trying it on my own, and it's been kind of successful so far, so we'll see how far we get through it. I think there are 2 scenarios so far up of it, like we're talking about December, but yeah, it's an ongoing thing. Hopefully I'll make it through to the end. It's Ursula Downs taking on the Path to Carcosa, and we'll see how it goes. And then finally there was another cartographer's playthrough of the second of the map packs that are available. Always love getting back to some more cartographers. I think there's another one filmed, that I need to do something with. I need to keep track of all of this stuff, because there's also something for Paperback Adventures as well that I need to remember to make happen. And then we are back at Apiary. So there's all of the December stuff. And a bit of lovely chat in between. That's what it's all about, really, isn't it? So yeah, I think there's been a nice... Where's Voidfall in that? Was that January? Voidfall must have been January. Yeah, 5th of January that ended up going up. Let's talk about, like... I think the last few weeks are starting to get into, like, more of a rhythm of, like... I've talked about this, I think, in loads of videos of the month of trying to make it happen, trying to get, like, reduce the number of videos that happen, because... yeah, it gets overwhelming to try and make all of this stuff, especially when, like, it needs editing, and it's not even that, it's learning, like, the rapid amount of learning all of these things. It's been nice kind of cooling down with that, and as I said, like, these maybe lighter games in Marvel United, and not that Massive Darkness is that light. There's a load of keywords and stuff, as there always is in games like that. But yeah, it's been nice chilling out with some stuff rather than racing through a load of things. And yeah, I want to try and keep it at like, maybe do like 2 things a week if we have like an ongoing thing. Like, been having the series now, I think without much of a gap since about April last year, which is a pretty good run. So yeah, I like having these ongoing things, not as the main thing in the channel, but yeah, the ongoing things, and then try and learn more stuff, because I think that's why I bring up Voidfall. I'm really pleased with like how the Voidfall video came out, how it's been received as well, because I was worried about like it's such a complicated game. There's so much to explain, and the video ended up so long. But with Voidfall, it helped that I got to grips with it and then loved it so much. But I played it so much in the couple of weeks before filming it that, yeah, I had a much better handle on it. And I think, not even in like recent months, in recent years, just trying to get everything covered and try to, like, not even all of the board games, but just all of the stuff that I have access to. Yeah, I'm always talking about this and thinking about this, that like, I don't want to let anyone down. I want to, like, oh, if you don't make all of the videos, then everything will go away. Well, it's impossible to keep up at a great big rate. And yeah, it's easy to get down about that kind of stuff. But I think, just generally, like, I think it's been getting to a more reasonable pace. And there's some cool stuff coming up. I hope that, yeah, if we just pace it out and get to spend some more time with stuff, that's kind of the big goal. It's always like onto bigger and better things, doing better videos, and hey, attracting more people to the channel and stuff. But fundamentally, like, I'm not going to change the way that I make things, and there's not like really going to be any significant change in that kind of way. There'll be like upgrades of hopefully I will get better and better at doing things, and things will look nicer and that. But yeah, just generally, the kind of core of the channel is, it's me playing games. In terms of like getting other people on and stuff, Rachel will be here, and it's like there have been collaboration playthroughs and stuff, haven't there? But not for a long while now. But yeah, the main thing that I'm concerned about is like, it's me, innit? It's me playing stuff. That's what it always was. And I think about like, do I need to do like little overviews of games as well as the playthroughs? Like sometimes mixing them in. Not every game can have a playthrough, maybe. Like it's really hard working out, because like the whole thing is me. Aside from when Rach is here helping me, the learning, the playing, the filming, the editing is me, and the Klingon subtitles and fixing everything that I've done wrong is Steve. But like, yeah, the day-to-day of the learning of games is me, and it's just not possible to do all of the stuff. So yeah, I'm hopeful and positive about how it's been recently, even though there's like, yeah, just coming off a break, aren't I? So can't be complaining about doing too much stuff when I suppose I've been back for like a week or more now. But after having, you know, your Christmas time off, as much of a rest as that can feel at times, yeah, I'm pleased with the stuff that I've got kind of in the pipeline. Some of the stuff that's been filmed, there's still like the stuff coming up. Like you saw Explorers of Navoria, I thought that came out really well as well, even though there's a little mistake in it. There's these pile of games that are like new deliveries. There's loads of stuff that's about that I want to get to. There's loads of stuff I want to get back to. So what was I thinking about like commented things? Shadows of Brimstone was one. I do want to do it. Like it's kind of about now. It's a bit more organised and available. I just need to sort out the deadliney things. There are a few Kickstartery things to do that are coming up, and there are a few. So one big thing that it was a bit unfairly up against things last vote. Skyrim arrived, and Skyrim's been here a little while now, and I really want to get to that and do some playthrough things for that. And there's a couple of other things like that have been like, I don't want to keep waiting, because as much as I love Shadows of Brimstone, I bought all of that, and it's gonna be around. Things like Skyrim that I got sent, it's constantly buzzing around my mind. Like, you could be doing that right now. I'm at work. Like today, I was at my other job. This is one of them now, which is good, isn't it? Hey, Jimmy, how's it going? Blustery Cape Town. It's pretty blustery here as well. It's I think we're in a bit of a cold snap. Yeah, I think of this, like, it's, you always thought this would go away at some point, or I'd get more kind of used to it, but up to, like, this is like 7 years of doing it. And it wasn't this way in the beginning as well, because it's just something that I used to do from time to time. But yeah, there's always like a fear that, like, well, if I just did some more videos, then everything would be better. And it's not like a revelation, because I feel like I've said this a million times, but it doesn't. It just makes things worse in a way, because you can't keep making stuff as good if you're making a ton of it. And at a certain point, people can't watch that much stuff. I think that was a big problem with Essen. Like I said after Essen as well, that, like, I would like that to be the last time that I do a big rush of Essen like that. Like, definitely if the kind of number of games coming in is the same as it was in the last couple of years for Essen, then we're going to have to do like overviews or something. Like, I can't be doing a playthrough a day. Like, they weren't all like big Euro-y games, but yeah, there's just too much to be doing at that kind of rate, and the videos end up kind of rushed and not as good, because hey, I learned some of those games the day of filming them, and it's yeah, hopefully things will get sorted out a bit better. But it's hard, isn't it? Because a lot of games are produced not long before Essen, and ideally people that are sending things would like videos to go up before Essen, so people going to Essen can see those games. But yeah, it's a bit tough. You did 132 new games on your channel in 2023. That's pretty huge. Yeah, it's like, I think it's definitely been in the past kind of getting close to just being burnt out with the whole thing. That's been a few years ago now, I think. It's not quite gotten to that point yet, or like close to that point at the moment. I'm just kind of identifying that, like, yeah, doing the Voidfall video, and it took so long. Like, I had all that playing behind me, and it took forever to film, it took forever to edit, so like loads of time went into that. But I feel like it shows a lot better, and like, I can't spend that amount of time on every game, because then we'd only be covering like a game every 2 weeks or something. Although maybe that would be the future. I don't know though. I think 2 a week is a good kind of aim. It's how it's like, I remember in the beginning of the channel, it got to that point of me doing I think every Wednesday and every Sunday there was a new video, and there was some point you could probably find some kind of vlog or something early on in the channel where I go, oh, this is too many videos, like I can't do that many, and I'm gonna have to step it back. Nobody told me I needed to do 2 a week, so yeah, after saying that all those years ago, here I am now saying, let's cut it down to 2 a week. We'll see. Like, yeah, I don't want to disappoint anyone, but I think generally everyone's lovely about everything, so I think it will be all right. I'm not saying that like there's going to be like a big step back or anything. I'm saying that like the recent pace of stuff of about 2 things a week will be lovely, and yeah, it'll let us spend a bit more time on stuff. Like, I like that there's these ongoing things, and there's the big like the big one-off Euro-y things like Voidfall. Yeah, you need, like, it's good to identify when you're doing too much as well. It's just much harder to act on it and do something about it. You're always like, well, people are used to you doing these amount of videos, so if you do less, people are thinking that you're slacking off. It's all hard. I think I have phases of doing like live videos and recorded things. Like some things like the big ongoing playthroughs, or the things that have to be cut up into multiple parts, like just wouldn't work live, because I just can't be live for that long, and I can't guarantee that things would stay on the table. Like if I had to split it up into 2 streams, I couldn't guarantee that things would stay out very nicely. We've got a cat. He doesn't like things being out on tables. He kicks them about. I think there'll probably be a bit more of a, like, it shifts from time to time depending on like the time I have available and the kind of games I got. Like Essen time, it was all live, and I think I was a bit burnt out from live and did a lot more recorded stuff. It just works out differently. Like, yeah, Voidfall I don't think I could have done as well live. I think I could, now that I know it, maybe it would be a great big stream, but I feel like I could do a decent job of Voidfall now. And kind of put in the card previews on the screen and stuff from some of those ongoing things. Oh, that was the other thing that keeps getting asked about. Eldritch Horror, because like it did get to a point where they were coming up every few months. It's been, I don't know, when did we have one last? Probably August, when we were on holiday. Yeah, it's been a bit longer, but I do want to do another one. I played one on New Year's Eve, actually. I didn't film it. It was just for me. But yeah, I am planning on that coming up at some point. Maybe in February or something. Maybe the end of February. There'll be something. And that's another thing that, like, I want to do stuff. People that like those things coming back, I want them to come back as well. But also, I don't want it to only be those things coming back and annoy the people that aren't bothered about that stuff. It's good, like, balance between stuff. That's what I was going to say as well. Oh yeah, that's probably played into why 2023 felt so good, because like not only am I pleased with all of these videos that we did, but we had that big holiday, didn't we? And we got married and stuff. And that's probably having like after effects on the year, isn't it? No holidays planned for this year though. We'll see. I don't think so, unfortunately. Can't be every time though. Let's have a look at, if this browser is going to work, let's have a look at the things that will be, well, they're not necessarily going to be coming up in January because this is too many things, but depending on the choices of the patrons, one or more of these is going to get a great big filming. If it will appear on screen, there it is. Hey, spoiled it. The first option is the standalone sequel to Sleeping Gods Distant Skies. Hey, it's set in the 30s now. We've got a plane to fly about. We're still largely doing, you know, the same stuff. We're back in that world, getting totems, wandering around, having adventures, having fights. A lot of stuff has been overhauled while it's keeping that same kind of flavour and stuff. A lot of the systems have been simplified, streamlined a bit. Rach and I have played through a whole, I don't know what we'd say, a campaign of it. Yeah, a campaign of it, let's say, in 3 great big chunks. Can't remember how many, like maybe like 3 hours each. Like we had a great big long time playing. Would you like to see some Distant Skies? It's probably not. I probably won't do like a big ongoing thing like I did with Sleeping Gods, because I think the problem with that, the reason maybe people didn't watch the other parts of the Sleeping Gods playthrough, people don't want to be spoiled. People want to play it for themselves. And yeah, I'd probably do like a playthrough's worth, so you can see the new stuff, get a bit of a flavour of the world is the same, but the stories are new. Get a sense of some of these new bits and see if you'd be interested, whether you're new to Sleeping Gods or not. So yeah, Sleeping Gods Distant Skies is number 1. Next up is new arrival. This got delivered yesterday. I haven't even had a chance to open it yet. Is Imperium Horizons. I loved Imperium the year it came out. I'm not good with years. 2021. We did a few playthroughs on here. I think they were all live. We did a few playthroughs of it was classics, and I can't remember what the other box was called. There were 2 boxes, basically. The same game, different civilizations, different complexities of civilizations. A great big civ building card-based game that had it was a long solo game and intricate solo game, but a very deep and satisfying one. We even had a stream where I played just a normal 2-player game against David Torcy, one of the designers, along with Nigel Buckle. And I don't think it's too much of a spoiler, all this time on anyway, to say that David absolutely demolished me in that game. Made it look like I'd never played a board game before. But yeah, the Imperium Horizons is the same framework as before, but a big square box this time. I haven't had a chance to actually open it yet, but I wouldn't it's in a big square box this time rather than the little ones that the first 2 came in. I wonder if it's got space to put them all in. But yeah, it looks like it's got a great big array of brand new civilizations to mix together. Would you like to see the return of Imperium, but also see the brand new stuff that's coming in Horizons? Next up is, hey, this is where we disagree with yours, 2023, not in England. Can't get this for love nor money. Well, you can get it for people that paid money to import it. I bought it secondhand off someone. Legendary Encounters, The Matrix. I love the Matrix stuff. I love the Legendary. This is another thing that we have got back but haven't played yet. We used to be massive fans of Marvel Legendary. Got too many expansions, played it too many times or something, got a bit fed up of it, got rid of it. Haven't really played much Legendary Encounters. We played Legendary Encounters Alien, so it's the same basic deck building formula of Legendary, but you have avatars in, say the Matrix version, you're in the real world or you're in the Matrix that can make a difference to the cards that you can play and stuff and the effects that it will have. We have only played the Alien one, and it's been a few years now, thankfully. I've never had a good session of the Alien one. It's a friend's copy of the game. All my memories of Legendary Encounters Aliens are playing a few rounds, getting a face hugger, and then dying and having to watch the rest of the game play out. Hey, player elimination. Not a big fan, but yeah, I haven't played the other ones like Firefly and Predator and all that stuff. I'm interested in James Bond, but I don't think that's Legendary Encounters. But yeah, Legendary Encounters The Matrix. It was enough of a pull franchise-wise, and I like the animatrix look of the art to make me pick it up. And would you like to see it? I haven't played this yet. It has arrived. It is sitting on a shelf waiting to be opened. It's been organised and that and looked at lovingly. But I'd really like to get in and be the one. Can we be Neo? Are we actually the characters of the game? I think so. Yeah, I want to do some Matrix if you want to see it. Next up, Kfire Delve. Kfire Chronicles. I definitely mentioned games I hadn't got to. Kfire Chronicles is one of my most anticipated games that I couldn't get hold of in 2023. Maybe we'll get, maybe copies will become available and I'll get it played this year. But in the meantime, set in the same world with the same kind of art and the same designer is a 1 to 2 player. Can you get sets and combine them for higher player counts? I might be making that up. Either way, the box on its own is a 1 to 2 player dungeon crawling card game. Which I really like the idea of. I love the great big box and the minis and standees, making choices, ongoing campaign and stuff. But hey, I really like the idea of slimming it down and it just all coming in a little box as well. We'd like to see some Kfire Delve. And I think they've already got more of these planned. This is Vainglory's Grotto. There are more Kfire Delves on the way as well, if you like the system that's presented. Next up is another recent arrival. Hey, all of these came towards the end of December. Raising Robots from Nauvoo Games, who were one of the first Kickstarters I backed for Stockpile, the stock market game. Aside from that, this is it's like a tableau building game. We're raising robots. You are not programming robots, but the thing I keep hearing is, I've forgotten one of the games now. People keep saying it's like Wingspan crossed with X, and I can't remember what X is. It's another game that I like, I think. But yeah, I'm pleased about both of those things. I love the artwork. It looks very upgraded and deluxe and that. I'm looking forward to playing it. You love Legendary, but you're not a fan of the Matrix edition. Have you played it? Not been a fan? Or just not drawn in by the franchise? Great game at the moment is Viking Seesaw. What's that? I don't think I've seen that. Someone asked me to play something as well. It was you, James. Mech a Dream. Ooh, this looks nice. I'm on the browser that you can't see. The private browser. Can a robot dream too? Another time of day your works will be more or less efficient. Ooh, that sounds intriguing. I haven't seen anything about that. I'll have to keep an eye out for that. Has it already come out? What was I on? Oh yes, options. Raising Robots is one of them. Next up, Guild Academies of Valeria, the latest Valeria game to arrive. I love the world of Valeria and how they managed to incorporate all of these disparate games. I cover a lot of them on Kickstarter, full disclosure. I did not cover this one though. And designer Stan Kordonsky has done, he's done the Shadow Kingdoms of Valeria. It's another Valeria games, but another load of things outside of that. Was he Stroganoff and Dice Hospital? I'm not making those up, am I? Oh, Dice Hospital, it's right there. I might be making up Stroganoff. Endless Winter, I'm probably thinking of. But yeah, Guild Academies of Valeria. I would like some more Valeria. It's over there waiting to be played. You can make it happen with a vote. And finally, something that I backed a long time ago and then forgot about, a real-time dice placement game about being in a jazz band. A game of improvisation and smooth strategy. I basically bought it because of that, of the dice placement. The combination of dice placement and music theme was enough to make me back it. I've got it and its expansion. It has delivered. It's sat there on top of Guild Academies of Valeria. Would you like to see it? It's got a load of, like, you'll placing these dice in real time to play your part of the song. You play as different sections of the band. And you see, it says here somewhere, when someone places all of their dice, they shout, "Take it to the bridge," and everyone has to stop re-rolling. I like the... I can't say I know anything about jazz, but I like the flavour that's been injected. So there we go. Those are going to be the options in the vote I will post after I end this. Like, after I go offline, I will write the post on Patreon, and if you're of a member of the voter level or higher on Patreon, then you can have a say on what is going to happen. I would love to say all of those games are going to get covered in January. I know from many years of experience that there is not enough time for all of those to happen. More will probably crop up in subsequent votes. Not all of them, probably. Some, this might be their only chance to get a playthrough. So yeah, get your votes in and make them happen. I played Legendary Matrix. You can only scan locations while in the Matrix, so it adds a weird mechanic. That's a bit strange. Like, I need to refresh myself in general, as I say, like, it has been... I don't know when we last played Marvel Legendary, which is the only one we played with, like, some, like... It's the only one we played enough to talk about. It's been so many years that I've forgotten. Not that it'll take... It wasn't that complicated, was it? It's not going to take me long to get back into it. But I did buy... I think I bought it at the UK Games Expo off somebody, which is like... It's like 7 or 8 months ago now. I have finally got it out, organised it. I haven't had time to play it yet. I'm excited. I'm just on a bit of a... Marvel United has kicked off a bit of a Marvel kick. Not for the films and stuff. I'm kind of... Yeah, not that fussed. I do want to see the Marvels. But I missed it at the cinemas. But yeah, comics-wise and character-wise, on a bit of a Marvel kick. So maybe that's unfortunate timing for Legendary Matrix to come along. But hey, hopefully the learning and stuff can be a bit concurrent, and one can help the other, kind of. Hopefully we'll enjoy it. And if not, I'm sure there's going to be many other Matrix fans in the UK that'd like a go of it, because as far as I can see. There must be just a great big delay, because I feel like there are expansions, looking at the stuff that's out for Legendary, there are expansions for that are being talked about and are just available fine in America that are, it seems like, are months old now. And Legendary Matrix, like, we were in America in late August last year, and I think it was just about to come out when we were still there, to the point where I was gonna order it from somewhere, but it was like, oh, what if it gets delayed and we go home before it delivers and stuff, so I never did it. But yeah, I'm saying that was months ago. It's still not out in England for some reason. There must be a big delay of Upper Deck getting the stuff over here. Maybe I was used to that at one point. Sentinels of the Multiverse. I really enjoy Sentinels of the Multiverse as well. I have got the Rook City Renegades. This is right by me as well. Rook City Renegades, the expansion box for the Definitive Edition. Loved the Definitive Edition. We loved it way back when as well, but it was a bit fiddly and we liked Legendary more, so we got rid of it. But yeah, really enjoyed the Definitive Edition, and yeah, got the expansion for it whenever that came out last year. Partly because I bought it and I can, like, not feel as bad about leaving things there, but it's basically sat there. It's not sealed because I had to dig through it all, but yeah, it's sitting there unplayed. Maybe that needs to be in a... I thought, January, let's do all of these things that have just arrived, but February, there are a few other things like that people have asked for or need to come back or need to be given another chance, I think. And we'll see how that vote goes. What was one of the... Oh yeah, I said in the Voidfall playthrough that, yeah, I am more than happy to do some more Voidfall stuff, and we should probably do it while I still remember anything about Voidfall before learning all of these things. Push it all out of my head. Viking Seesaw. An item game. Oh, this looks cool. I should get this up on the browser that you can see. I've got like balancing cubes on a wooden ship. Viking Seesaw. Nope, no items found. Well, I'm looking at it in the other browser. Oh, it's because I'm not putting dashes in it. Viking Seesaw. I can't say I've seen this game anywhere. Players alternately place luggage on the 3D ship model. The deck is always on a slope where the load is put, so place carefully. If the ship tilts, you have to pick up the ship's chest as your own baggage as a penalty. It tilts easily, so it's a race for luggage to be laid before the ship tips to the other side. If someone finishes placing all their baggage or the penalty chests run out, the game ends. Oh. And everything's like made out of different materials and weighs different amounts. That sounds fun. Kind of like a... Well, it's not Buckaroo, is it? Because it's like rocking backwards and forwards. That's pretty cool. Oh, getting started on Firefox. Hey, let's get into that another time. That's for the getting started on Firefox stream. I did own Edge of Darkness. I wanted to play it more solo, but it was one of those that fell victim to... We played it multiplayer a couple of times. I quite liked it. I didn't love it. Rach really didn't enjoy it, and it's one of those that fell victim to... well, yeah, it's taking up a Kallax cube, and I don't think I'm ever going to get around to it. So I ended up getting rid of it. But it's one of those that kind of sits with me, like kind of in a similar card crafting way. Dead Reckoning. I think there is a load of mean stuff multiplayer that I have zero interest in whatsoever, but it plays solo, and I really like card crafting. I'd really like to see how it's done there. Maybe one day. There's just too many games, isn't there? But yeah, hopefully we will whittle down a few of them through the course of January. I need to really sort out in not just this room, in my house in general. I feel like I need to be really kind of ruthless with some cutting down decisions, because it always gets out of hand. Because hey, I buy things to cover here, and I'm lucky enough to get sent things as well. But yeah, it feels the same when Rach was here. It feels like that's happened a lot earlier in the year than it usually does. Like I say though, in February it seemed like a lot. Not in February, in December. That's the one that just happened. It seemed like a lot more stuff kind of ended up getting delivered from Kickstarters getting delivered, or like probably at the same time Kickstarters getting delivered that then asked me, hey, would you like to cover this? But yeah, we'll get to it, and it's all going to be brilliant, isn't it? And we'll see lovely playthroughs of it all. But yeah, it'll be coming up. I am going to write the vote post now on Patreon. And, oh, hey, there's the live stream playing on Patreon as I open the tab. Not a fan of Patreon introducing autoplay in the videos. It never used to do that before they redesigned it all. Rant about Patreon design over. Yes, I'm going to do that post. So whether you're watching this now or you watch it back later, you can sign up on Patreon, and whether it's this month or not, maybe you're just watching the old ones for fun. Yeah, there's always a playthrough vote going on at some point, or there's always one about to come up. Try and put them early-ish every month. And yeah, I'm going to put those options in, and we'll see what gets picked, and it's going to be my priority for like learning. Like that's one of the things, like tying into all of that stuff I was saying earlier. It used to be like, oh, you vote for the thing and that's going to be the next thing I do. That's going to be like the next stream. Now it's going to be, hey, that's going to be the thing I learn now, and we'll see how long it takes. Like, I'll still want to get as many things done in a month as I can, but yeah, I want to make things as good as Voidfall felt. Hopefully. But yes, I'm going to do that now. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you for all of your support throughout 2023, and thank you for continuing it in 2024. All of the stuff on Patreon and Ko-fi and stuff, it's how I'm able to do any of this at all, and I like that you like it enough to support the channel. I will be back in pre-recorded form for some more Path to Carcosa, some more Arkham Horror, the card game. That'll be coming up, I believe, on Friday. There'll be episode 3 on the channel and episode 4 going up on Patreon, I believe. And I will be learning and recording and editing. In the meantime, we will be live with some kind of playthrough in next week, I think. Oh, and at some point we need to do like a top 10 anticipated games, don't we? Like Imperium was going to be one of them, I think. Was it going to be in the top 10? I think it was. Maybe I need to do that list before I get playing it then. Oh, yeah, so much to do. Thank you, everyone, for being here, though, and I'll see you very, very soon. There's a lot of stuff happening. I forget it all.